Welcome to the deep dive. Today is July 1st, 2025, and we're taking a crucial look at UK national security, specifically the brand new Foreign Influence Registration Scheme, or FIRS, which launches today. Our mission really is to help you understand what the system is, why it matters, and, what its actual impact might be.
Hi there. Yes, it's definitely a significant development, a really big shift in how the UK is approaching foreign influence. Happy to dive in.
Great. So the UK has been dealing with, let's say, subtle foreign influence attempts for a while now. FIRS is kicking off today. What's the fundamental idea behind it? What's it trying to achieve?
Well, FRS comes out of the National Security Act 2023.
Yeah.
And it's not just, more paperwork. It's designed as this two-tier system. The core idea is really about enhancing transparency. It's trying to shine a light on activities directed by foreign powers within UK politics, basically making covert influence much harder.
Okay, two tiers. That sounds quite specific. Can you break those down for us? What's the difference?
Sure. So first you've got the political influence tier. This one's pretty broad. It requires registration if you're conducting political influence activities here directed by any foreign power.
Any foreign power.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then there's the enhanced tier. This is much more targeted. It applies to activities directed by specific countries the government sees as higher risk.
Ah, and who's on that list?
Right now, the specified countries are Russia and Iran. So, activities directed by them fall under much stricter requirements.
That distinction seems key, treating different levels of, well, potential threat differently.
Precisely. It allows for a more nuanced approach, applying tougher scrutiny and penalties where the perceived risk to national security is higher.
Right, so we understand what and why. Now, let's get down to the practical side. It starts today, July 1st. What does implementation actually look like? What do people or organizations need to do?
Okay, so while it launches today, there is a bit of breathing room for existing arrangements. There's a 3-month transition period to get registered if you're already involved in relevant activities.
3 months for existing stuff and for new activities.
For new arrangements, it's quicker. If it falls under the political influence tier, you need to register within 28 days of the activity starting.
28 days.
But
Okay.
for the enhanced tier activities directed by Russia or Iran, currently it's much faster, just 10 days.
10 days, that's a very tight turnaround. And what happens if you don't comply? What are the consequences?
Well, this is where it gets serious. Non-compliance is a criminal offense. For the political influence tier, you're looking at potentially up to 2 years in prison, plus a fine.
Wow.
And for the enhanced tier, it's even stricter, up to 5 years imprisonment, and again, a potentially unlimited fine.
Okay, so there are real teeth to this legislation. It's not just advisory.
Absolutely not. The penalties show they mean business. It's clearly meant as a strong deterrent.
But, like many new regulations, this hasn't been without controversy, has it? One of the big talking points is who isn't on that enhanced tier list, specifically China.
Yes, that's been a major point of debate. There are obviously significant concerns about Chinese state activity in the UK, espionage, influence campaigns.
Right, we hear about those often.
But China was deliberately not included in the specified list for the enhanced tier, alongside Russia and Iran.
Why not? What's the reasoning there?
The official line, or at least the widely understood reason, relates to economic considerations. Preserving the significant trade and investment relationship with China seems to have been a major factor.
So it's a balancing act, national security versus economic ties.
Exactly. That highlights that tricky tightrope the UK government is walking. And critics argue it sends a mixed message, potentially undermining the scheme's comprehensiveness if a major player is excluded for, essentially, economic reasons.
And I gather there are other criticisms, too, about loopholes.
Yes. Some critics point out that the definitions might not cover certain types of organizations, perhaps those with suspected links to hostile states, but structured in a particular way, potentially allowing them to avoid registration. So questions remain about how watertight it really is.
Interesting. So thinking about specific sectors, how does FIRS affect, say, universities or businesses operating internationally? What should they be doing now?
Good question. For academia, there's definitely going to be increased scrutiny on foreign funding, collaborations, visiting scholars, especially involving countries on the enhanced tier, but really across the board. Institutions need robust due diligence.
And for businesses?
Businesses, particularly those with international partnerships, government contracts, or involved in political lobbying, need to urgently review their relationships. They need to assess if any of their arrangements might fall under either tier of FIRS.
So the advice is review everything.
Pretty much. Conduct thorough reviews of all foreign engagements, look carefully at the government's official guidance, which is quite detailed, and crucially, if there's any doubt, get legal advice. The penalties for getting it wrong are just too significant to risk it.
Okay. Looking forward then, what are the next steps? Is this the final form of FIRS, or might we see changes?
I think it's definitely designed to be adaptable. The government has said it will monitor how effective it is. We could certainly see adjustments to the scope, perhaps clarifications on definitions.
And potentially more countries added to the enhanced tier.
Absolutely. That's a distinct possibility. If the threat landscape changes, or if intelligence indicates increased risk from other states, the list of specified countries could grow. It's meant to be a dynamic tool.
Well, this has been incredibly helpful in unpacking what FIRS is all about. Thank you for clarifying the details and the surrounding debates.
My pleasure. It's a complex area, but definitely one to watch.
So, as FIRS officially begins today, maybe a final thought for you, our listener. We're seeing this push for transparency clashing with, well, the complexities of global economics and diplomacy. How do you see this balance between national security needs and maintaining international relationships playing out in the years ahead, especially with schemes like FIRS becoming more common? What new challenges might arise? Something to think about. Stay informed, everyone, and join us next time on The Deep Dive. Goodbye for